Okay, welcome to the main dashboard area. I'm going to give you a quick overview of everything inside here. We will go in depth in the tutorials through each of the sections. So this will be quite a quick top level overview just so you get an idea of where everything is. Now when you first come into the dashboard, you can see that you've got the plays and views that you've had over a certain amount of time. This is a new account, so I've got nothing in here, but you can see right here, this is where it will appear with a lovely line graph showing you the ups and the downs. You can assess whether the things you're doing have made extra visits, things like that, which is great. Now visitors by country, exactly what it says. This breaks it down into every single region, so you can see exactly where your stuff is most popular and where it's getting viewed the most. Unique visitors is the amount of visitors you've had, not the amount of revisits, things like that. These are actual unique viewers. The amount of plays you've had, which can obviously be far more than your unique viewers because people can play more than once, and you would hope so if your stuff is nice and viral and they want to keep coming back. If you're using opt-in forms, which you should be, then this will show you how many of those have been fired off and the conversions of how many people have actually signed up. Below that you have a row of buttons that you can enable within your video player, and this will show you how many times they've been clicked, so you can see what sort of things getting the most reaction, what's getting the most share. And then you can break it down to just today, you can do this week, you can do this month. Now obviously when you've got more and more stats in here, this will be ideal to see what's working, when your best times are, things like that. So that's the first dashboard. Then you've got playlists. This is where you create playlists, which we will go into in a separate video, but this is where they would all be once you've got them all there. Videos, you can come in here and see all your video lists, and then you can go down here and add new videos. Again, we will cover this in more depth in another video. Split tests. If you want to create a split test, you can add a new one within this region just here. You've got campaigns here where you can do different campaigns based on your different stats here. You've got active campaigns, you've got inactive, and then you can create a new campaign. Again, we will go over this once we get to that page. Settings. These are your main settings where you can show all your different things to do with your websites, but I will explain that more again. You've got integration right here. This is where you can actually link it to different things like your autoresponder, Amazon S3, Google Drive, and Dropbox. You've got style settings. This is fantastic, and I will go into this in more depth, but basically you can do what you like, make it look how you want to fit exactly with where you're going to be showing all of your playlists and your videos. API integrations are where you can go in here and see all the different things that you're actually using the API for. Here's some examples. Now this gets quite technical, so I would suggest that when it comes to a point of you wanting to do this, that you can look into this a bit further. On this overview video, it's not really where we're at with this, so have a look in here yourself, but like I say, you'll know when you need to use this, so we can come across that a little bit later in its own video. User profile is just you, so this shows you exactly what sort of account you've got, and you can change your password in here. Now across the top here, we have the support, we have documentation, and then finally we have log off. Now that's everything in there. You've got the burger menu here if you want to hide that so that it gets it out the way, so you've got even more space to play with, and you can click it again and it will drag it back out. I'll just go back to the dashboard now so you can see that, and that gives you a brief overview of everything that there is to go on. We'll go into more depth on everything inside their own individual videos, but hopefully that shows you the power and how professional this looks.